Hi guys! Daphne Paz here with another tutorial for myGoldenThimble.com. Today I want to teach you how to use the roll hammer function on your Juki MO654DE Serger machine. Unlike your sewing machines, the Serger roll hem seam is like a tinier version of the overlock seam, except that on this machine the fabric's edge is automatically rolled and oversewn, resulting in a fine and narrow finish. I love this seam because it's perfect to use it on sheer fabrics like chiffon or silk to make hemming fast and easier. But you can also use it as a decorative stitch, which I do constantly on my DIY napkins to make them look prettier and fun. This seam is very useful for a lot of projects, and you will find that sewing it with this sewing machine is super easy to do. The first thing we gotta do is to remove our left needle from our serger. And for that, I'm going to use this practical gadget to hold the needle while I unscrew it. It will help me to prevent the needle from dropping and get lost inside my serger. If you're interested in this gadget, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. We are removing this needle because we only need 3 threads to make this seam: the lower and upper looper, plus the one of the right needle. So you are going to thread your serger as usual, skipping of course the thread of the left needle. To thread my right needle, I'm going to use again my handy gadget by passing the thread through it and pushing it into the needle's eye. Then I will use it to pull the thread out, and that's that. Now all you need to do is pass the 3 strings of thread under the presser's foot and back. Once that's done, let's move on with the settings this machine needs to make the seam. First, open the left door and set the lower knife between 1 and 2. Close the door and now reduce the stitch length to your preference. Now we are ready to sew. If you only want to make a 3-thread narrow seam, you can start sewing with the settings like we have them, and you will end up with an overlock seam of about 3/8 of an inch, just like this one. To make an even tinier and roll hem seam, push this knob toward you to align it to the thread marking. This will set up the machine to roll the edge of the fabric and make a very narrow seam fast and easy. Here you can see the difference between the 2 seams, the narrow and the rolled edge seam. Choose between these 2 for whichever one suits best your sewing project. Okay, now I am going to give you a couple of options to finish your serger seams. Keep sewing when you finish to leave about 2 inches length of the thread tail and then cut it off. When this seam is usually in a spot that you don't see, I usually make a knot with the tail. But in this case, I'm going to unthread the chain completely to make a knot, but with each one of the threads. By making this kind of knot, the end of the seam will look so much cleaner and almost invisible, not to mention a lot stronger. This is because the tinier the knot, the harder it will be for it to unthread. When you are done securing your knot, cut the remaining threads and then you are done. Now you have a beautiful roll hem seam made with your serger. If you have any questions at all about this technique, please ask me in the comment box below and I will do my best to help you. If you like this tutorial, please remember to subscribe, or if you are in the blog post, give us a heart at the bottom of the page. I hope to see you soon. Love you 100!